but his son is not a beast.
And you have no beast qualities, period.
So why is he going, roar?
He's just trying to, like, chat. Or not chat. Chat's not a commoner. No. He acts like it, though. Welcome to the Point of View podcast. My name's Yosa.
And my name's Asada Haman.
And here we are today for another episode.
Yep, we're super excited to be here once again.
Yeah, so this week, this movies have been trending on TikTok a little bit. It just had like its 10-year anniversary.
That's insane.
I know that this movie came out in 2015.
I
still remember the first time watching that movie.
Me too.
Like, I know our other siblings don't, but I would have been 8, you would have been 12. But I remember like sitting there waiting for that movie to come, like the day, because I remember you talking about it, and then all of us like waiting for it to come out. Like, if you haven't figured it out, the movie we're talking about is Descendants 1 specifically, but all 3 of the movies were great, and we watched all of them, I think, like the day they came out.
Yes. Like, I think it would, if I remember correctly, it was a Disney, like, original or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it would come out Friday evenings, usually with, like, the big Disney originals would come out Friday evenings. So I think when it was after school, or maybe it was summer, no, right?
Yeah, because it's July.
Yeah, so it was, like, we were just sitting, doing, like, kid things. I'm sure we were playing outside, and then there was, like, 7 p.m. or whatever time it came out, we were like ready to watch it. So I remember it being like a huge deal. We watched it like way too many times. To
the point of knowing all the songs and some of the dances is how obsessed we were with that movie.
And our parents sometimes, like, they don't, like, sometimes they would watch things along with us, but, like, we were talking about it not too long ago, and they were like, oh, like, Uma Girl or something like that from Descendants too. And I'm like,
literally remember the songs. They remember
because we were obsessed with it, like, literally. But yeah, so before we get into it, I'm sure, like Yosa said, it's the 10-year anniversary. July. It is now August, so it's
like July 30th, 31st.
So maybe like a few weeks after the 10-year anniversary, this episode will come out. But a quick summary: if it's been a long time since you watched Descendants, I recently decided to rewatch it for the 10-year anniversary, and so we could record this episode just so I made sure I remembered, everything. But it was good. Like, I mean, it's obviously a kids show or movie.
It had its cringy
moments, but like overall, like, I enjoyed the story. So it starts out with these 4 villain kids. They're like the main. They're like the kids of the main villains. So Jafar, the evil queen, Maleficent, and Cruella. And so their kids. There's 4 of them. Two boys, 2 girls. They are like the main characters of this movie. And so basically what had happened is, like, all the good, princesses and princes, they basically defeated all their villains, and they decided to unite their countries into one, elect Beast. I don't know his real name, but we call him Beast. The King Beast as the king of a place called Oridon, and they basically shipped off the villains and their kids to an island that they would throw trash on. It was like basically
it had a magical barrier, so they couldn't leave.
They couldn't leave. It's like a concentration camp, low key. Like it was not. It's not good. It was not good. But so Beast and Belle, they have their kid who is named Ben, Prince Ben, that's set to inherit the throne. Which, I've always, like, after I was watching, I was like, did he get elected so that his line was the one that would always be, like, the rulers? Or where's the next election? Why isn't someone else being elected?
A little plot hole there.
The plot hole is just something. But Prince Ben, he decides that his first thing that he wants to do as king is he wants the villain kids to have a chance of living a regular life and not being under the influence of their parents and, like, putting them in the same box as their parents. And so he's like, I want to start out small. I want these 4 villain kids, the 4 villain kids are the worst villains of, like, all, I guess, according to the story.
Yeah.
To come to Oridon High, which is, like, the high school that all
so the... Oridon Prep.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is Oridon Prep. Oridon Prep. And literally go to school. It's like a immersion study abroad kind of thing. And so like obviously the villains are like, this is an amazing opportunity, so we could literally use our kids to like set ourselves free. And so basically fairy godmother's wand is like one of the things that could break the magic barrier. Anyway, so the kids go. So it's Mal, Evie, Jay, and Carlos. Those are the kids of the 4 villain kids. And they go to high school, and they're, starting to assimilate and everything. But then the in the back of their mind, it's always like, you have to get fairy godmother's wand, which is stuck in a museum now because magic is sort of like ancient history, kind of, unless it's like some coronation or magical event or something like that. And so they are trying to devise a way to get this magic wand to set their parents free so that they could be, loved, and their parents could be proud of them. And all it was like kids wanting to be loved by their parents.
Yeah.
And through a series of events, like Mal, the main girl, who's the kid of Maleficent, ends up in a relationship with Prince Ben, but that was because of a spell, so that she could stand next to him at his coronation, so that she could grab fairy godmother's wand. But like all stories, they end up falling in love, and in the end, they choose good.
Of course. And they always, well, at least in the Disney movies.
In the Disney movies, not like some other movies we've watched.
Yeah, where the ending sucks. But kind of just diving into kind of like the basis of the story, and kind of like the overarching theme that like keeps coming into play is like the parental expectations and like the identity. Because I think one thing that I think a lot of people at like Oridon, or maybe some other characters in the story, didn't realize is that their entire identity is surrounded by what their parents have been telling them. This isn't like America. This isn't the normal world where you have access to social media and you can
in the normal world, our parents' expectations are still such a high regard.
But I mean, at least then you have other influences. They also didn't have Wi-Fi on that place.
Yeah, they didn't.
So, but that's also a plot hole, because in the second movie they have like TVs and stuff.
So. Well, no, in the first movie they have TVs because their parents, remember, were able to watch.
Oh. Yeah,
but it was like true. It's almost like maybe like with the villain kids, they added things to the island and made it better.
Yeah, maybe so they could like communicate with their parents. I think they added things on later, but like at the start of the movie, they have no Wi-Fi, they have no phones, they don't know how to work technology, they have no other outside influence. It's literally these 4 kids and their villain parents basically telling them like, oh,
but they have a fridge.
Yeah. The
plot holes are so crazy.
There's some things that don't add up. But the parents are all like, oh, back in our day, we used to be the biggest, baddest villains. And they're always talking about the glory days. And they get sent to Oridon. And it's like Mal kind of sees this as her chance. Evie and Carlos and Jay are kind of on the fence. They don't really care, but they kind of care. But like Maleficent's basically kind of the ringleader of the 4, the quartet. And
even like at the parents, like it almost seemed like the last scene. This is jumping way to the end, but when Maleficent gets defeated, the parents are not that upset.
They don't care, because like honestly, in the movie, she doesn't treat them that well. It doesn't even seem like they have any like type of relationship. Their relationship is literally talking about being villains in their glory days. Like it's not, there's no actual relationship. So I think like it's just such like this like overpowering influence that their parents put into them that it's like they don't even really, when they get there and they start meeting Ben and Doug and all these other characters, they realize they don't even like care about these things. Like there's so much more to life, but it's also like they're still, up until like the last 20 minutes of the movie, Mal is still fighting with her inner self. They're all still fighting and scared of their parents too. Because in the second movie, when they go back, they're like, oh, hopefully our parents don't find us. Like they're like worried about that because they genuinely think their parents will do something to them. So I think that shows like parental expectations are important. Of course, like you need to be raised by parents that are good. That obviously helps. But I think it's important to understand that that's not everything. The like your parents' expectation is not what you should base everything off of. The way they lived your life is not how you should live your life. And you still have to make your own choices, make your own path, which is what these four characters realized in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you can take the goods of your parents and, guardians and people, loved and trust ones that are older than you are telling you, of course. Like, we're not saying, like, don't listen to what, your elders, in quotes. Our parents are going to hate that. Elders, you guys are old, 50 years elder. Old. But, like, don't ignore what they say. Like, they've obviously lived a longer life than you, and they've had more experiences than you, and so, like, there's so much good that they can impart. I also think it depends on your relationship too. Like, the relationship between the villains and their kids was very not good.
Yeah.
And so those are not the kind of parents that you should be listening to their advice. Like, if you have a good parent, you come from a stable home, of course listen to what your parents are saying, because they only want the best for you. But the difference is the villains only wanted the best for themselves. And that's where lies the distinction. If the advice that's being given is to help not you, but the person giving it, then don't listen to that. But if it's to help you, know that it's coming from a good place, and maybe it's not 100% correct, but you can still trust and understand that there's a place of love that this advice is coming from. And so I think, there's a fine line between parental expectations and how to listen to it and how to navigate between that.
Exactly. I think kind of like another point in the story is we're kind of just seeing like Ben and Mal, like, obviously, as you mentioned before, they have a like romance, but it starts because Mal like cooks up this like potion, because she does have a spell book. She's Maleficent's daughter, so she has magic. She has this little spell book that she's able to do spells at
every which way.
Not those spells.
Let us know if you guys want to see an episode on Every Which Way. Like,
such a good.
Actually,
no, that might be debatable.
The show was good when we watched it back then.
The show was good like 8 years ago.
I don't know about now.
Maybe not now, but the one thing I love about the story is not only is it showing like Ben and Mal's relationship is worth the risk, but also the way the relationship evolves. Yes, it does start from a spell, but we obviously like Ben, like the magic potion or whatever, eventually does wear off, and so he falls. It was in love
pretty
with
immediately, right? Because he asked her on a date, like
the day after. After the game or whenever he gave her the cookie.
So it would have been within a week or so. I can't imagine more than a week that the spell didn't wear off.
Yeah, so he was with her for like a period of time, and like she was also falling in love with him, and they kept falling in love with each other. And I think that's honestly what made her realize, like, oh, like these Ordon people, these princes and princesses and kings and queens aren't as bad as I thought, because Ben treats me right and Ben cares about her. And
do you think she would have fallen in love with a commoner?
Like Chad, or not Chad. Chad's not a commoner. No. He acts like it though. But what do you mean, like?
Like, I feel like she is in a way her mother's daughter, where like. She fell in love with a guy because of proximity, but, like, do you think if it was any other guy, do you think, like, a regular guy, do you think she would have fallen in love with him?
I mean, like, I think, yeah, because I don't think the reason she fell in love with Ben was necessarily, it wasn't about the power, right? Mm-hmm. Because she would have stayed with him if he was, like, a terrible guy, because she needed the wand. But towards the end, even when she was giving him, like, the, like, undoing of the potion chocolate thing, you could see that, like, it physically hurt her. Yeah. That's just hilarious. But, like, you could see that they started to open up to each other. They started to tell each other things that they didn't know. So I think even if he was any other guy, like, they still would have had that relationship, because Ben showed her love and humanity that she had never been open to. As much as Jay, Evie, and Carlos are amazing friends to her, they also didn't understand how to, like, give and reciprocate that kind of love. And I think Ben teaches her that in every movie.
And because they couldn't, like, they didn't learn that from their own parents. Like, they're all the same, kind of in the same boat.
Exactly.
But Ben had, like, Beast and Belle. bro. What is his name? Like,
it's like Philip or something.
Yeah, like
But that's in like the original Beauty and the Beast. I don't know what it is in like Descendants.
Yeah,
the parents don't even have names. Like the mom, was Belle, and then the dad is like a guy. King.
Rawr.
The fact that happens more than once in the entire series, where like Ben roars, and then I'm like,
why is he roaring? He's not a beast.
You're not even like, and your dad isn't a beast either.
He's not a beast either. Like his fine. You could say he's lived as a beast for a long time, so it's just like engraved. But his son is not a beast,
and you have no beast qualities. Period.
So why is he going roar?
He's just trying to.
Those listening were like, go watch it. Just search up Descendants, like, beast roaring. Like, it's just
Ben doing it too.
It's something.
It's embarrassing.
But yeah, I think that the Ben teaching Mal about love and how, like, the love is like there's this risk in this love, and I think that that's what made it almost like it was interesting because like it's almost seemed like Ben was really naive. Like, Ben's actually an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
but also when you think about the story, they are like 16.
Still, like,
I think he saw the good in people because he never met people that were evil.
To him, because he's the prince.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so he's really naive,
inviting these villain kids, thinking like, oh, I'm giving them a chance. They're just gonna love me. He doesn't even.
But okay, fine. You can say that. You can say like, okay, I want to give them a chance and everything. But like we get upset at Audrey and
Chad.
I mean, Chad's a little idiotic, but at least Audrey was for real. Like, these kids are villain kids. Like, why are you so trusting of them? She was so right. Like, they came in with ulterior motives, and he almost didn't even think about that. Like, even when he took the antidote at the end, he literally said like, he knew that he was under a spell in quotations, but he was like, don't worry, I knew that you had a crush on me and you didn't like know how to tell me.
I forgot about that.
Like,
I'm like,
what? That was the first thing that came to your mind? Not like maybe she's trying to do something bad, like she has a crush on me and she's like, I mean, like, is that like maybe a bit of like he's just so egotistical? Like, I mean, what?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just so attractive and I'm the
I was
prince.
just like, what?
Or I think maybe he just liked her so much that he just ignored all the
he's like, the red flags, I just don't see
Let's
them.
just throw that out the window.
Maybe that's it. Because, I mean, you're right. Even in the beginning, if you remember the first scene, like, he looks at her and it's almost like there's a pause.
It's like he sees her. And, like, that's him. It's not even the love potion that, like, or spell that did it. It was like he saw her and, like, it clicked. Like, immediately he clocked it. He's like, oh, Audrey, you're out, bro. Like, you're done. Like, it's all Mal now. Like, there were scenes where Audrey's next to him and he's literally just like, looking at Mal.
Yeah. No.
I see why Audrey became a villain because, like, I mean, if I lost Ben, I'd be crashing out too.
Like, she was literally, I'm about to be queen, and some random villain kid that's lived in poverty. Like, it's basically like Cinderella in a way, in terms of like literally dirt poor to like queen. Like, that's how it was. Like, she's a villain kid in some concentration camp that's never even seen a computer in her life before, and becomes like becomes queen. Like,
Literally. The next movie she's going.
It's just like it's just baffling. But, you know, besides his being
naivety,
besides all of that, I do think that in a way, they understood that love is a risk, and love that, you know, started out as this fake thing and started out as this, like, you know, spell and lies and all of that. Sometimes, well, in real life, if it starts out that way, please run. Let us run. But in Descendants, it worked out because, you know, they were able to see the good in each other. They were able to see, like, the best of each other. And I think that in our life, we should also be looking for the best in people. Sometimes people do things and you think, why do they do these kind of things? Or why are they acting like this? But there's a reason that someone acts like there's a reason people act certain ways, right? And I feel like one way to better become, closer with people is to understand that people, there's so many situations. Maybe someone's in a bad mood. Maybe someone misunderstood or misheard or something like that. And I'm not saying put yourself in an abusive situation where someone's always saying crap or someone wants to manipulate you like Mal was manipulating Ben. Like, please don't do that. However, there's always, two sides to the story. Understanding that could also help you understand yourself a bit better.
Yeah, I love that. I just think I also just love that I was saying before that like Jay, Evie, and like Carlos didn't really know how to show that love, but in a way they showed like their friendship for each other, their loyalty for each other, because like even in the beginning of the movie, like I said before, like the other three they didn't really care about the magic wand. They were like, or they got there and they were already ready to settle into Oridon. They were like, Jay was on the tourney team or whatever that sport was called. Evie was doing her like hair and designing the room, and Carlos was playing the video games. Like they were in it quick, but like the second Mal was like, okay, like let's steal like the
we're rotten.
Yeah, like they were like, oh,
to the core,
like, team leader. Like it like locked in. But not even just that, I just think it was their loyalty to like her, and also in the ending scene where like she grabs like fairy godmother's wand and they all run down and they're literally willing to like protect her. We see Jay literally is like between her and Maleficent in dragon form, and it's like they're still like, they're like, no, we're not gonna like let this happen. Like we make our own choices. And I just love that like they were never even taught really like what that love means, how to love each other, but they still found that. And I think that just shows that like sometimes you don't need like examples to know love. Sometimes you just know. And I like even with Ben and Mal, he saw her and he knew. Like he knew that like from the moment he saw her, whatever he had with her, that like what he had with Audrey was like nothing compared to like even just a look between Mal. So I kind of like the idea that it kind of sucks that they never learned that love from their parents, but it's even more inspiring that they didn't need it to be that family and that connected unit.
Because, like, you're so right. Love can be learned, but love does not need to be learned.
Exactly.
I feel love is just something that is, I think, innate within all human beings. We all have the capability to love each other, love people, love our friends, our family, our spouses in the future or whatever. And I think that I love that because I had never thought about how they had never known love from their own parents, and that's the only example that we saw that they would get love from. But they loved each other. It's like a family, like this found family. That's what they were. And they didn't need their parents' teachings and ideas to help them know what love was. And so I love that. Like I think that we all need to find those good friends that literally will stand behind your back for anything. Like your day ones, your people that are your ride and die. Like if you're thinking of a friend and you don't, and the first thought that comes into your head is they are my ride and die, or they're not my ride and die. Like push them down on their friendship list. Like make them acquaintance, okay? Like they're obviously not someone that you can trust fully. Like you can trust them in a situation, you can trust them as your coworker, you can trust them as like your buddy in class, but they're not the person that, when you're in your deepest, saddest moments, that they're the person that's going to lift you up, that is going to protect you. And I love that Descendants shows such a powerful support system that amidst evil, amidst sadness and all of that, friendship and love can literally rise on top.
Exactly. So true. Such a good message. But I think we transition to our little guess the quote who said it section. Do you want to go first or do you want me?
So we forgot a few episodes. Sorry guys. But we do a thing called Guess Who Said It, and it's basically this is either like a quote from Descendants or a quote from a artist,
whatever,
singer.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My first one is this is either Olivia Rodrigo or from Descendants.
Are you serious? I also have Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, well, we'll see. There's so much more to me than what you see.
There's so much more to me than what you see. Is that Evie from Descendants?
I mean, it is Descendants, but it's not Evie.
Okay, it's Descendants.
It's Descendants, but yeah, it's Mal.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm the Queen of Broken Hearts. Is that Black Bear or Descendants?
I'm the Queen of Broken Hearts. I feel like Black Bear.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I don't think anyone said that in Descendants. Or in the first movie, at least.
I'm not doing one of these. Okay. I have a few, but some of them are like, okay. Long live all the magic we made. Is that Taylor Swift or Descendants?
Long live all the magic we made. Is it Taylor Swift?
It is. 3 out of 3. Good job.
Okay. All right. Yours are coming up. So my first one's also either Olivia Rodrigo or Descendants. And it says, sometimes it's really hard to pretend you're someone you're not. Olivia Rodrigo or someone from Descendants.
Sometimes it's really hard to pretend you're someone you're not. Oh my goodness, that's like hard.
Yeah, that's one I didn't even know when
I did not remember hearing that in Descendants. I'm going to say Olivia Rodrigo.
That is her.
Okay.
Okay, the second one is you don't get to pick who you are. You wear the crown you're given. Descendants or Shawn Mendes?
It has to be Descendants.
Okay, good.
Like, Shawn Mendes did not say that.
Okay. There's too much pressure to be perfect, to be loved, to be good. Either Selena Gomez or Descendants.
Selena.
Yeah.
I know my girl Selena. Selena.
Right. I have an extra one, so I'll do this one. Okay, so wait. Yeah, okay. Love makes you do crazy things like be honest or brave. Who said it? Descendants or Taylor Swift?
That sounds like something Taylor Swift would say, but it could be Descendants.
Which one will you choose?
I'm going to say Taylor Swift.
It's wrong. It's Ben that said that.
Bro.
I'm pretty sure it's in the ending scene.
What is it again?
Or not the ending. Love makes you do crazy things, like be honest or brave.
Huh.
I think he's talking to Mal when he said that. Because he's saying like being brave about like standing up to someone.
Interesting. See, okay.
I remember the quote. I just can't remember the scene. It's like from.
Interesting.
That one was a bonus one, so I guess you get 3 out of 3.
Whoop whoop.
For once.
Hey, I've gotten 4 out of 4 before once.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll see when the videos come out.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was our little guess who said it mid segment. So jumping back into it, there's a lot of struggles and a lot of like kind of two-way things that people are processing as this movie goes on. And I think that Mal, as the main character, she's really struggling between like power and peace. She's struggling with like this idea of like we as the villains get to rule the world, and like so there was this one scene where she's like, like when she was making or looking for the spell to break Ben from his love potion that she thought he was still under. She was like, when the villains come and we kick the royals out of their castles and like evil is ruling like once again, like it would be extra cruel to for him to still be in love with me and everything. And I just thought that was interesting because it's like you hear her saying that this is what she's going to do. Like they're going to kick the villains out. They're going to all do all these. But then like there's this peace and this like and this tenderness of this feeling between Ben and her that she also is struggling with, that she doesn't want to like she knows that you can't have both.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting because in life, it's almost like people almost assume that you can be both good and evil. Like you can act one way in a situation as good, but then you can act in another way as a situation be evil, or it's a better evil. And I think that that's so wrong. I think that you need to be consistent in who you are all the time. I think for me, one of the things I struggle with is being fake. I tell people how it is. Like, I mean, obviously there's situations, like, you're not going to go and, like, tell, like, your boss at work how it is. Like, that's, I mean, I don't consider that fake. I consider that, like, situational based. But I'm talking about, like, with friendships and, like, conversations, like, deep conversations. Like, I don't like being fake. If I don't like you, I don't want to hang out with you. But, like, sometimes that's not the real world. Sometimes there's this fine balance, but it's almost like some people accept that and they're okay with being fake in one situation and being acting away in another situation. And I don't think that that's right. I think that there is a struggle and you need to pick between, you know, one side of the struggle. Are you going to be real? Are you going to be authentic? Are you going to choose peace? Are you going to choose love? Or are you going to choose disaster, chaos, evil? And I think that there's a lot of people in this world nowadays that aren't choosing, and I think that it's wrong, and we need to, I mean, in my opinion, we shall choose good. I think that would solve a lot of the problems in this world.
Yeah, I love the sentiment of, like, choosing good, because it's really hard. Like, no one's saying doing the right thing is never the easy thing. Never. Or almost never, I should say. There's going to be times in your life where choosing, you know, the right way, choosing good per se will be easy, but there will be times where you're going to be tested and it's going to be really hard to do what you know is the right thing. And I think kind of like an interesting perspective of the movie is it's not like it's hard for Mal because she's literally choosing between the only family that she's ever known, her mother, or the only family she thinks that she has, and the unknown between, like, a guy she basically put under a spell who says he's in love with her, but then it's
the
also
timeline
like,
is not that long either.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's a couple months, but like,
is it?
Because they go through his coronation. When they get there, they say his coronation is like far away. Like his coronation from when they get there, I think it's a couple months.
Is it? Okay.
But not like a lot, maybe like 3.
Yeah, I'm like, this whole thing is only like a few months. Like
maybe half of a school year.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I would have to search it up. But I think Mal is just such an example of how choosing good will never have regrets, which may be like a controversial statement, but it's like at the end of the day, we see in the second and the third movie that like her choosing like good wasn't like easy. It wasn't just a walk in the park to be a part of Ordon Prep and to be this face of the new like villain, whatever. Yeah. But like we see that there's so many more benefits from it. There was so much more good that came. She got Ben. Her friends were happy. She even brought more villain kids from the Isle of the Lost. And she was able to bring more peace and like taking over the world with your mom and being unhappy and rolling over people. Like, I think that's a common theme in like all these like villain stories. It's like we see they're like, oh, well, I just want to rule over all the world. I want everyone to be miserable. But then it's like, who are you happy with? Like, where's your happy ending? Is everyone else being miserable? And so I think Mal and Jay and Carlos and Evie are all just great examples of choosing good even when it's hard, because you'll almost, or you never will, have regrets. I don't think anyone ever, maybe if you're crazy, maybe if you're like sick, like choosing bad, like choosing to kill someone would be great for you.
Yeah, you're right. If you're like a psychopath,
if you're a sociopath, like if you're someone that killed, like that's different.
You're literally built differently.
Yeah, that's
and not in a good way.
Of people, but I'm saying like
on the norm, on the spectrum of norm, brain wise,
choosing good will never let you down. And that may look different for every person, but for Mal in the situation, it meant choosing Ben and her friend and the life that she wanted, not the one that she thought she had to do to impress her mom or the other villain people. So love that about Descendants.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good, like, it's such a nostalgic movie for me because as Yosa said, and as I'm sure you guys know, seeing the 10-year anniversary, it is 10 years. I was 12 years old when I first watched that movie.
I was 8.
Like, can you believe that? Like, 12. Like, I mean, in my mind, I'm sure older people will hear that and they're like, you're still young, blah, blah, blah. But, like, to me, I'm like, that's such a long time.
10 years is still a long time.
That's such a long time. I've grown so much. I've done so much. But to me, like, the songs, like, If Only, it's still like, like the heartstrings it has. It's such a beautiful movie. And so,
and definitely one of Disney's best albums.
I think so too.
Like Zombies. I mean, High School Musical is good, but Descendants. That one.
That's on top.
That one's pretty good.
That may be controversial, but
I don't know, bro. Listen to the playlist. I still have the playlist in my playlist to this day. You best believe I'm still listening to What's My Name, If Only,
What's My Name,
Chilling
What's
with a
My
Villain,
Name.
Like Believe Me, bro. Like
it's so good. And so I love the messaging of like, it's a typical Disney story. The good always wins to the end, but it's also a story of redemption. Like, the villain kids could have been villains for the rest of their life, and that was honestly the path that they were going. But because of the naivety of, this future king who was like, who only thought to see the good in everyone, you see that people had a chance. And I think that Ben is a great example of how we should try and see the good in people. And yeah, sometimes that does, backfire and it hurts you. And you saw that if it didn't go the way that it did, it would have actually really hurt Ben and his family. However, I don't think we should let the experiences or the extremes kind of like scare you from believing in the good in people, because I truly do believe people are good and people strive to do good. And I think that there's a lot of trickery in the world. There's a lot of misinformation. And I think that if we just remember that, there's people that are trying, I think that this world would just be a better place.
100%. Yeah, love it. Love this movie. Love Descendants. Rip Cameron Boyce. You will be missed.
That death hit hard.
It's like, because just no one was expecting it. He was like not 20 when he died.
I was not. That was
like, he was
that one.
He was young.
Like him and him and Chadwick Boseman,
and Kobe Bryant. Because that all happened back to back.
It was so
Cameron
scary.
Boyce died in 2019, then Kobe and Chadwick Boseman died in 2020.
It was really, really weird. I was like, what? These great people are just dead. And that
they're
shows
all black too.
Conspiracy.
Cameron Boyce is biracial.
I did not know that until this year.
That's why he has he had so many freckles and curly hair.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Seeing it now, I'm like, this boy is literally biracial, but
sad.
I'm really bad at noticing stuff like that. So
yeah, well, but I mean, yeah, that's all we have, I guess, for this episode. Descendants is we know it's kind of a fan favorite, but it's also nostalgic, has a special place in our hearts. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like. Leave us a nice comment and a 5-star review wherever you're watching this on. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on all our social media platforms, such as Instagram and TikTok. We post twice a day, every single day except Sunday. And we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay. Bye.